I'm sorry, lad.
Left turn. Left turn. Left turn. Left turn.
Someday.
Where's I'm sorry.
Someday.
Where's I'm sorry. Left turn.
Why you never
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 Left turn.
Why you never Someday.
Where's I'm sorry. What'd you like?
Someday.
Where's I'm sorry. What'd you like?
Someday.
Where's I'm sorry.
Someday.
Where's I'm sorry.
Hello, and welcome to another Darachat. My name is Daramouthe, or Dare for short. Okay, hold on. Anyway, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, hello everyone. How are you, Adam? How are you? And welcome, of course, my lovely guest, the Barbara, or Barbara, as some would say. Excuse me. Yeah, some people would go that far, that's for sure. But anyway, thank you for joining me, Miss Barbara. I know it was certainly quite a wait for that one. But yeah, I'm
Can
glad
I
you're
just say,
yes.
I love Sword in the Stone,
Mm.
and I think it's one of the most underrated and overlooked Disney films of all time. I love that movie.
I think the one that's below that though is the Black Cauldron. The
Yeah,
one, yeah, the Black
yeah,
Cauldron
definitely
is
overlooked.
yeah is definitely one of those overlooked ones. Even though the animation is kind of on par with sort of in that same vein. But yeah, the Black Cauldron, sort of one of those mysterious ones that got away from Disney. But anyway, how are you, young lady?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh well, I'm glad to have you. You know, after having Adam, I had to have the other half.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I probably
Okay.
would get the nagging feeling like, why is there someone else I'm forgetting? What's going on here?
No,
Um,
I'm delighted to be here. It was such a pleasant surprise to be invited. So
no,
thank you.
well, don't be surprised because you've seen I've just about invited everyone. So, at this
No,
point,
it's a privilege. It
yeah,
really is.
well, thank you. Well, it's a privilege on my end too, so thank you for that. An early Tim Burton film. Well, maybe it's not that dark though. Well, it sort of is, but it's not. So, but yes, hello everyone, hello. But yeah, no, it's I've invited a whole bunch of different people, so inviting you is sort of like completing the whole circle now because you and Adam run B-roll together. So that's interesting.
It is an interesting show, isn't it?
Well, I mean, what you guys do is you go through go through public domain
Yeah.
movies and you give your own
Yeah,
commentary on it, or you just kind of just goof off during the process, whichever one works you. Um,
it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both, and it's something that it's something that Adam and I have done
mm,
together for a very long time.
mm,
And when the pandemic hit, we suddenly had a lot more time to devote to it, and so
yeah.
that's what we started doing. And it's something that I thoroughly love. I love bad B movies.
Mm.
They're just so much fun.
So there are things called B movies. Are there things called C movies?
Well, yeah.
Okay,
um,
okay. The next question is: are there things called D movies?
yeah, they're really hitting the bottom of the barrel, and we've showed a couple of them. Um, but a really good B movie can be great too.
Mm,
I love what were considered B movies back in the 30s and 40s are really where my true heart love lies. Because I loved all the old Charlie Chan movies and I loved all the Mr. Moto movies, and those were all
mm,
considered B movies. But a lot of them are great. I think they are fantastic time capsules of film.
yeah. Well, I know a lot of them are. Some do star like the big stars,
Hmm.
at least at some point, but they're mostly, sort of forgotten gems of history, sort of, so to speak.
Hmm.
Because everyone's like, Gone with the Wind. Oh my goodness, Miss Scarlet, Miss
Yeah.
Scarlet.
Everybody knows that, but how many people know Gorilla at Large, which starred a very young Anne Bancroft? You know?
Well, that was a kid I once heard was called Gorilla at Large. But look, the monkey bars was his place. All right, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue about that. So, hey, whoa, comment down there in the chat, Adam. You're a mod, goodness sake. Oh my goodness. We need a
Pop.
cardboard cutout then. I'm gonna give everyone a cardboard cutout. How's that sound?
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
no, that's pretty. I mean, movie commentaries is not something new. Obviously, there are a bunch of people that do it. There are a lot of reactionaries on
Oh yeah.
YouTube. You'll see people react to someone else's content, which I mean, I get it, but the biggest point of creating content is that you make your own content. Like either you take ideas and you mash them together, or you do this sort of weird thing. But reactionaries are sort of, and I'm not saying this for sure. I'm just saying reactionaries are just they're just that. They're just
They're
reaction.
just reactionary.
They're
Yeah.
just
And
reactionaries.
I think that's where a lot of the problem lies, is whether what reused content could be counted as reactionary or
Yeah,
transformative.
right. And
And I
oh,
do think that what we do um, on B sides is transformative content. It's not. It's new thoughts, and um, it's new commentary coming out that you've never heard before. And it's not simply just reacting to um, whatever horrible thing is happening on screen.
mm,
It's it's talking about it and talking about what what makes it different than other commentary sites.
yeah, because commentary is basically commentary at its point. Because there's another uh, uh, group I sort of follow their channel on YouTube called Djibouti Dubs, and they do their own commentary movies.
I
Now,
love Judd Booty Tubs.
they're the best. I can't stop watching Jingle All the Way. It's it's too much.
I
Um,
loved all of the commercials, the
yeah,
infomercials.
yeah.
Hey, it's me, Kathy.
Oh, you want ever try to take a dump?
I love those.
Goodness.
Oh, so
Oh,
much fun.
but yeah, but I mean, they do movie commentary now. They can't now. Obviously, it's just movie commentary, which means you play along that track along with the movie you're
Mhm.
watching, and so on and so forth. And I've done that for a few, but for you could say movie commentary is sort of like a movie review, but it's live, right? You get to give the review of the movie while you're doing that, whatever. In one case, you have fun
Mhm.
with it, whatever, because that's the only. Satan High School Heels was a tough watch. Well, I'm certainly not watching something in high heels, that's for sure. Um, but yeah, I just because I mean, again, anyone just like with gaming, there's a lot of people who do that, and again, um, it gets very hard as time goes on when you know, say like a platform like YouTube where it's all crowded. You're trying to beat people to, you're trying to slap people around to get some notice. I mean, anywhere, any
Mhm.
platform really, because I mean that's what majority of people seem to want to do nowadays, to become a content creator, but not understand that not all will become successful content creators. But
No,
then
I mean,
success is defined by how you create, I guess. I don't.
well, and I think a lot of it has to do with, I mean, it's just like, honestly, I feel like it's almost any type of showbiz. There's talent, and then there's luck, and 90% of it probably is luck. Finding landing in the right algorithm and sparking that lightning in a bottle. Um, it's it's and it's a tough gig. It's not every. You're right. Not everybody's going to succeed.
Mhm,
Um, we certainly have not been able to be monetized yet through YouTube.
mhm,
Um, Rumble, on the other hand, fantastic.
mhm.
Rumble has monetized us from day one. But yeah, it's 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 hitting that sweet spot where people recognize and want to tune in and remember to tune in.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Well, yeah. My thing with because I used to just be a watcher, right? You'd watch all these, you'd watch whatever. 10% is Harvey's couch. Look, look, look. Listen, look, wait, listen. I just want to do that meme. My thing is that at the end of the all, I think a lot of people put too much effort in trying to make it a big thing. The money, be able to
Mhm,
work from home, make it a business. Well, and I understand that people want to make a business out of it, but for the other people, be famous or whatever.
mhm.
At the end of the day, just enjoy it because
And we do. We
yeah,
truly, truly do. This is
yeah,
something that we would be doing whether we were on YouTube or not.
mhm,
The fact that we love to share it
yeah,
is what makes it different. But
yeah.
again, this is something we would be doing no matter what.
Yeah. Well,
So,
yeah, and that's great because there are a lot of people who are it doesn't feel that way, or I've just not see it that way, because I've seen a lot of people who they don't get all the views, the followers, whatever, or some sort of effect where they're not getting that attention to what's the word, get notice of the hard work,
mhm.
when in truth, at the end of the day, though, I'm just here doing this thing, talking to a bunch of different people. My success is if I can get somebody on. um that's my
You
success.
are always able to get somebody on.
Oh dear Lord, you have no idea how anxiety ridden I get before each month. Now I'm trying to lessen that a bit, like set aside a day, like if I can't fulfill it, whatever. It worked for Tim Conway. Look, hey, calm it down over there. All right, all right. If there's another mod over there, kind of just give Adam a few stops in the face. Come on, he needs to wake up. He needs to wake up. But yeah, it's not that I don't get this thing with the cold content creation. You've already seen other people, like you point to
Mhm,
PewDiePie and
mhm,
all this other whatever. At the end of the day, though, the point of the matter is, what main question all creators at all aspects should be asking them: why do you create? Right?
yeah,
What? Because I mean, I get it. Some people do for business. It's great. You want to get away from that job or whatever, so you're gonna push to do whatever. But if you're not making the success, then you go back to the drawing board and ask, okay, why am I doing this? Well, I want to make a business out of whatever. Some people aren't like that. Some people are like, um, some people are like, no, I want to be famous. I want to be this. I want to be that, or whatever. I'm just like, guys, listen, I'm here to tell you something real quick. You're gonna learn when you hit your 40s or whatever, you don't got much time on this planet. And if you ain't having at least some fun with what you're doing, I'm sorry to tell you, you're going to begrudge yourself to the day you die because you didn't make the 1,000 followers. You didn't make this. You didn't make
Yeah.
monetization, whatever. It's a lot of slapping in the face and kind of bringing
Mhm.
people back down to earth. Not that I would know any better because I have my issues too, but I'm better understanding the factor of why I do this thing, what I'm fully trying to do with this thing, and I see a possibility of where it could go, but things change. Whatever. It's just.
I agree. I agree. I think it kind of, like I said, this is something we would be doing no matter what,
Mhm.
on our own, in our room, laying in bed watching TV. This is what we do anyway, right?
Whoa, wait, whoa! Don't
But
tell me you already do that
yeah.
already.
But at the end of the day, if you're not enjoying it, then
Yeah.
there's no point to it. And it's the same thing with, if you have a day job, if you are fortunate enough to be a content creator on any platform that's successful,
Mm.
bravo, kudos to you. But at the end of the day, even if it's just your regular job, if you're not happy with it, then try again, or find something to do that's going to spark some kind of joy in your life. Because and you have to be able to accept the fact that there is life outside of what you are doing. There is a real world in which you need to go and touch grass, or whatever idiom you want to use. It's it's the fact that nobody ever looks back on their life and says, wow, I wish I spent more time at work.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be on their deathbed saying, wow, what a shame I didn't get that last video put out. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's
Well,
doing that.
I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who has, but I mean that's probably a rarity. But you're not wrong. It's just it's a manner of now where it feels like that seems to be the big thing because they've seen other people do it and they kind of want that. Now it's a bit of a mixture though because there are people who kind of just enjoying it for fun, but there are times where they you kind of catch yourself and you think of. I mean, I catch myself sometimes too. It's where you're looking at the numbers and all the metrics and stuff, and
Mhm.
you're kind of like, I wish I was there. But I also have to remind myself that again, the one question is why do I create? And it's nothing. It's not nothing of this is pointed at you. It's more of just general looking at the landscape of
Mhm.
what I've seen. And you can go on other platforms to be more successful than other platforms. It varies out there, but at the end of the day, though, I do think though creators will have to be on multiple platforms because we already know the horror stories of
Oh
YouTube and
yeah. Oh yeah. I think that is important. I think you do need to branch out and stretch across as many platforms as you can if this is
Mhm,
something that you truly want to do. I mean,
mhm,
YouTube is not the end all beat all. You know,
mhm.
there are so many other venues in which you can choose to show your art and your creation.
Yeah, yeah. And to bring this up, depending on your family, you might say, "I wish I spent more time." Funny, but that also shows that there's a problem at home that was never resolved, and you get to die
Right.
with that. So I don't know about that. But no, that is funny. Um, But yeah, that would suck also too. It's like I wish I spent more time at work and all your family's there. And it's like, wow. That's almost like the opposite of a Hallmark movie at that point. You're just like, oh man, I wish Timmy, come here. I wish I spent more time at work, Timmy. That's just
Yeah.
how it ends. And Timmy
Bravo.
gets to live the rest of his life knowing his grandfather didn't love him because he wished he was at work more, and that creates a continuing cycle that just never ends. It's almost like that Lamb Chop song. This is the song that never ends, except I don't remember how it goes.
I
That's
don't
that's how I
either.
picture it. This is a song that never ends, goes on and on. My friends people started singing it, not knowing what it was. Just because this is a song that, yeah, something like that. Um, that's how good. That's how good I remember things. Um, I never loved. If you work for a living, why do you kill yourself working? Well, that's true, but
That's true.
unfortunately, as we know what inflation is, that's why. Um, I never loved any of you. Dun dun dun. Even your mother. Dun dun dun. And
No,
your grandmother. Dun dun dun. Wait a second. This family's story turned to a twist. What the twist? That's sort of like the that's sort of the M Night Shyamalan right there. What a twist! Oh, what was the movie Sixth Sense about? Oh, he wasn't even there. Dang
yeah,
it!
yeah. Big twist. He was dead the evil died. Oh, sorry. Spoilers, everybody.
Oh, you remember Signs? Yeah, the biggest thing that would take him out is water.
So let's land on a planet that's, you know,
Super,
2/3 water.
super soaker time! Woo!
Yeah, I never understood that movie.
That you know what? That's the biggest missed opportunity by Super Soaker. They could have made the best
Oh,
advertisement out of it
absolutely.
whatsoever. You want to take out
Absolutely.
aliens in your neighborhood? Guess what? We got the biggest water guns to do that. Oh,
Pull the trigger once and it sprays for 15 hours. Yeah.
pull the trigger once and your alien infestation is gone, gone,
Yep.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I never understood never understood that movie. It was so weird.
Neither did I, but I get to watch Mel Gibson contemplate on a very somber note. That's what I got to watch.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, I think from my perspective for movies is that I think a lot of big twist for B says I too was dead the whole time. Wow. Whoa.
You
Wow.
wish, Jay. You wish.
Woo. Someone bring this man back to life because he ain't making a peep. Woo. You ever know? That'd be the
Oh,
funniest.
please. Jay is the least quiet one.
You know what they call a dead man at a movie commentary? Best audience ever.
Oh,
Best
yeah, there you
audience
go.
ever. 2 thumbs up for that dead man right there. Okay, you tried. You tried, Adam. See, this is where we call the atom bombed. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh.
Oh, yes, that's right. You chose the name. I can then make jokes out of it. when you choose a name that has an association with not only an atomic symbol but one of the most destructive bombs in the entirety of human history, I mean, why not?
A
Excuse me.
lot of his
Very loudly.
artwork. A lot of Adam's artwork early on did have that little atomic symbol as part of his logo. So there you
See
go.
what? Why is Alaska Man Jeff? There you go. See, it was a blow up. There you go, it was an explosion. Dead man don't rumble rant. Well, yes, I'm not monetized on YouTube, so sorry guys. It's just not possible. I'm too
And that's why you're on Rumble.
well, that's why I'm on both places just because I don't want to be on just one place. But yeah,
Right.
no, I do all the good stuff. But
Rumble's been very good to us. So
yeah,
I'm
and
not
I
gonna
know
complain.
yeah, and I know some people have their issues here and there, but I mean, it all comes with progress. All comes with being mindful of describing your issues well enough instead of just saying, "Thing don't work." Okay, what
Right.
about thing don't work? Thing don't turn on. Okay, what are you watching this thing on? On a thing. Really? These are tech people, not gurus of guessing. Like this isn't the Johnny Carson show where he goes like does the thing to his forehead. I can't remember what he called himself, but yeah.
Not Sarlacc. Sarlacc was Star Wars.
Um, where are the white women at? I think yeah.
Mighty something. It was Mighty something with an S, something like that. I can't remember now.
Yeah, there's one. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Yep, I get you. I see you. I see you's over there.
That's me.
What?
Um,
Like my anger against the robots. You know what, good sir? Life is all about choices, and what you get to be angry at is a godsend. So peace be with you. Okay. Because I know the amazing Kreskin. Oh, there we
Oh,
go. The
maybe
amazing
Kreskin.
Kreskin. Um, I'd like to point that out once in a while. I'd like to say, if you were to put Jeff and AI into a room, that man would still be in that room complaining at the end. He's gonna the old guy.
I
Goodness, hello, good sir. Hello. Now that's the name right there. The old guy.
I
Um,
uh, I don't scroll through Rumble. Rumble. If I scrolled through Rumble, I would probably have an aneurysm. But
mm,
I select the channels and the people that I want to follow.
yeah,
So I only have that coming up.
I I
So
I hear ya. I've well because of my pay it forward stream, there's a lot of people I followed. Be part of that, but I don't. I tried to hold back on that, and that's because there's a point where it can get very trafficked, very heavy.
Karnak,
No,
that's
yeah,
what it was.
Karnak,
The amazing Karnak, that's what it was.
Karnak. I almost saw you sound like tarmac there, but no, it's but yeah, I try not to follow uh too many people because well, the one people get those likes. The one thing people need to understand is that likes or follows do not equate views. Is where the majority of things happen for creators, right? They
Right.
the ad stuff and all that, which whatever. Uh, And then Jay says Kreskin was an actual dude. Carson's bit was Karnak, I believe. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to get
Kreskin
misinformation.
Kreskin was the guy that was in all of those Ed Wood movies and would make weird predictions about the future. That
Mm,
was Kreskin, and yeah, he was a real guy. Karnak was the Carson bit.
yeah, which you'd open the envelope and be like,
Right.
what many things come out of many things, or something like that. Um, but yeah, no, it's always one of those things to kind of learn about all this stuff. But yeah, followers does not equate to views, and views are what mostly creators want anyway. But when you make this weirdest thing to me is when people make hours long stream, the ability to view it goes down because no one's gonna sit through a 6 to 8 hour stream. It's just
You
not
would be
gonna.
surprised.
I maybe if you were listening to it as like a podcast sort of thing, but to actually watch through it, not many. I don't think many people would.
Our streams generally go every Friday. Will generally go anywhere between 4 to 5 hours,
Well, that's a little
and
less. That's a little less than that.
and and um, we get people that stay with us the entire time. I mean, and it's usually the same
Yeah.
20 or so people that tune in every week, and
Mm,
we love them.
mm.
They're people like Eraserhead, people like Sammy, people like the Eclectic Goat, people like
Oh yeah, I had her
um,
on.
uh, uh, Smilex
Jay, don't forget
and
Jay.
oh yes, and Jay. Well, Jay's on the panel, so he
Oh,
has to be there. So,
forget it. Sorry, Jay. Don't forget about it. I
but
was trying to be nice.
but but or people like Amelia and Jamalama, they're there every single week, and we love them, and they add so much to the show just
Mm,
through their chats and
mm,
their Rumble donations. All of these people are fantastic, and they are there with us every single week for 4 to 5 hours every single Friday.
mm.
And yeah, and like Jay said, Mahler, he does tremendously long streams too.
Right.
So
I should clarify. I meant on the replayability factor. Yes, you have a lot of people
oh
watching you during the time, but replayability factor, those streams, very. It's hard to find a lot of people will rewatch those streams, very long streams, especially EFAP. EFAP could go to 12 hours or more. Here's the viewers. Well, thank you for that. Um, but for me, I'm not that long of a man.
yeah,
Well,
archaism.
I can ask the lady, but I'm not going to. But no, I meant to say it was of the replayability factor, which is where because again, like Alaska Man Jeff was saying, on the getting for his streams, but normal videos. Well, the part of the factor is that Rumble is not. It doesn't seem to be the algorithm is not seemingly promoting the edited video slash short form content at the moment. It seems to be only their stream stuff, which is the big part of the pie. But they have stated that they want to go for all three of those things because, again, the biggest competition right now is YouTube, which does all three of those things. Sign the notes for the probation officer after show. I don't know what to tell you, Jay. I'm not gonna be here for it. Um, but yeah, even I've had to look because there's a For You tab on Rumble, and even in the For You tab, a majority of your because there's 25 tiles, and in those 25 tiles, you maybe have 20% or less of short form or edited video content. And that's another thing that I know they're continuously updating and fine tuning their algorithm to kind of, keep it up to date, but there's still a long way to go for them to be able to do edited content, short form content, because those are the things a lot of content creators, hence YouTube, are put their money on. And a lot of people aren't getting a lot of views on their edited slash short form content, they'll say buy and keep to where they're getting their money at, which is a majority of the case for a lot of people who want to come to Rumble. Oh, well, I'm not getting the money, I'm not getting the views, all that stuff, or the reach.
Yeah.
That's usually the majority of excuses I've heard. But it is what it is.
And we are getting ready. That's so much hopefulness, because we are getting ready to launch a short form pre-recorded content show for the channel, where basically I'm going to be talking about, things about movies that I genuinely love, whether it's, a certain film that I really love, or a certain aspect of filmmaking that I love, like the lost art of blocking or pacing in a film. There's certain things like that I want to be able to talk about in a short form chat show that's going to be pre-recorded, but it's only going to be like maybe an hour at best. So we'll see how it goes with that one. It is an experiment, but we just finished recording the first episode, and Adam is working on the videos and the stills, and then we're going to get that uploaded pretty quickly. But as far as replayability on our long form videos, like I said, we get the same, 20 odd people every Friday night that come to join us, and they're very loyal and we love them. But on the replay factor, and again, we're still a very small channel, but we'll have at least 100 views every week, in addition to, those that joined us live.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course, and that's great when you to probably fill their inventory. Well, yes, understandably so, because they're not a lot of the high end ones would come to a place that don't do what they ask, which is why you have them on YouTube, because Google. So there. Do they do watch parties? I believe so. Do you get? Yeah, I believe you guys do watch parties
Every Friday night. Every Friday night at 6:00.
every Friday night, 6 p.m. What, like 6?
6:00 Pacific time, I
There we
should
go.
say. Yeah, Pacific time.
Yeah, and cause yeah, I was about to say you're not in the same time zone I am, so I can't say
No.
my time zone. Otherwise, it'd be like, oh, that's not good. But no, that's great. That's great that because I do remember that you guys were once on Rumble, then kind of left because things were not so in a good spot. So
Yeah, the first time we tried Rumble, they took everything, they blocked everything, and
yeah, something about
and
DMCA or
then
something like that.
yeah, and then we reapplied, and and then they cleared the way for everything, and it's been cleared ever since.
Mhm.
And like I said, Rumble has actually been very, very good to us.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I remember that because that's I think where I met uh I don't know which one responded to me about BRoll in the first place. Was asking like what was going on because there are other people who've had DMCA stuff as well, but there's more. It's not on the same format as YouTube because you have to email DMCA. I've monetized this for almost 3 years. Well, YouTube there are a lot of people who aren't monetized by YouTube,
and they've
unfortunately.
demonetized people. They've demonetized huge channels.
Yeah. Well,
For, yeah.
Steven Crowder is pretty much one of them. Um, but yeah, again that is a great poster board for. It is a great poster board for saying you should not be on one platform at
Right.
all. I get there's a point where it's a mental poor or a tech issue or something like that. You don't have the tech to handle it. But at the end of the day, though, a content creator can no longer say to themselves anymore, "Well, I'll just be on this one platform and succeed." You have so many options, and you limit yourself to one place.
Yeah.
I don't feel sorry for you when they X you out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of options, and we've actually branched out to Twitch.
Mm,
We used to do X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it,
yeah,
until they started saying no, you have to be a premium member
yeah,
to stream, and then we were like,
yep.
forget you. So yeah,
Hey, that was a song by CeeLo.
I was trying to be nice.
Well, that's the nice version. The other version was like "F you." Was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, all right, CeeLo." You would think BetterHelp would be banging at our door. I'm sure somebody's banging at your door, but they're gonna ask for 20 for it. B's B-sides would need best help. Oof. Um, any help, anyhelp.com.
Any help?
Yeah, and you know, um, again, that's great. At least you're branching out and trying new ones. And even if one doesn't work, I mean, you can always use it until they kick you off. But yeah, for to stream to Twitter X, yeah, that's that just comes with it. But even then, after with all the stuff with Elon and the whole H1B stuff, I imagine there's a lot of people going to be second guessing about that.
Well,
Uh,
maybe.
well, that's true too. People could just be like, "Oh man, that's so bad," and then 2 weeks later, man, I love streaming on Twitter X.
Yeah.
How could I ever forget about something that I disagree with, but I went back to do it anyway?
Yeah.
Should call that the
Too enthusiastic thumbs up.
too enthusiastic thumbs up one's butt is more like it.
Yeah.
We had a private videos deleted on YouTube. Yeah, I hear
Yeah.
you. I hear you. Get help. Hey. No, you get help. You get help. See, they really
It's his
haven't.
cry for help.
Oh gosh, Jay, don't cry for help. They really have insisted on not taking their cut from our channel. This is not taking their cut from our channel. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, it's always a fun time to deal with it. And the funniest thing for me, right? The funniest thing for me is when you see these content creators whose only position is on YouTube, and they have to go to Twitter X in order to get YouTube's attention. That's the funniest thing ever. I mean, no platform you should have to do that to. Not a Twitch, not Rumble, not anyone. No platform should you have to go to another platform to get their attention to get something resolved. And yet
Yeah,
somehow that's a thing.
but that's a thing, especially on Twitter or X, or I'm always going to call it Twitter. I can't call it X. It's just stupid.
I
Sorry.
I have my reasons for why I call it Twitter X, but I'll get that into later. But yeah, it's just it's
And
really it's just,
you don't ever get a live person. It's just automated responses.
exactly,
It's
yeah.
AI responses now. There is no customer service. Period.
1.5 years and count. Good. If you're counting at that point, you holding a grudge, good sir. You're holding a grudge. Although that's a long time to be holding on to something. But yeah, I get that too. Rumble has its issues, and I think that's where maybe that tether thing will help in getting them more people to answer, because at the end of the day, they do have issues with support in responding back, and that's a no bueno. Better to show up than not show up. Better to show up and off better than the other platforms than to not show up at all and say, well, you knock on the door multiple times, we'll get to you.
Right.
Never boil Dogecoin in a boat. I don't think I want to try. I don't want to think I want to try on that one. What is? Oh,
Facepalm.
I can't sense sarcasm from words. You might want to put a little at the end there. Might help me better.
Yeah,
Goodness.
there should be a sarcasm font, right?
Well, I mean, there is. It's called a /S.
Is it really? Is that what they use?
Yeah, /S is all I've always known it has been
See,
meant for sarcasm.
I'm so old and out of it. I have no idea.
Good.
Sounds like a Tumblr thing
Oh,
or
goodness.
a Reddit thing.
Possibly. Creators aren't YouTube customers. They certainly offer real customer service to the actual customers. Well, yes, because what do you think the costs are associated with doing all the stuff you do for streaming, editing of those videos, all of it? What do you think the costs are for all that?
Oh my gosh. I mean, it's a week's worth of time every week to upload a video, to screen it, to edit it, to put together shorts, to put together an intro. It's work every week.
Oh, no,
So
I meant from the YouTube side. How much do you think it cost to do all content creators, no matter what platform they're on, all you do is use the service for free. You upload the video, you make the short, whatever, you upload it for free. But how much do you think it costs to not only do the resolutions, transform it to all the resolutions for phone, TV, all that stuff, and upkeep, and you start.
I really actually will have no idea, and I would have to defer to Adam because that is literally his job.
Oh goodness, I
Yeah.
was probably 10 years ago, but they were very helpful. Oh, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're able to get that because I remember that. Yeah, slash as well as the notice again. That's from IRC. See, I was right. Oh goodness. But yeah, no, it's cost. There was one price I looked up. Now it was from like 2009. But I was looking up, okay, what's the yearly cost for to run YouTube basically, and the one from they gave that was from 2009 or something like that was 300. Well, at that time, yes. So it was around 360 million, right?
Wow.
So you 2009, you are now 2025. So you're now 16 years. Yeah, you're now 16 years after the fact. Imagine how much more that is, right?
Yeah.
And it's free to pretty much all of us, right?
Right.
It's free. So basically,
Unless you're a premium subscriber.
Well, that too, but even then they could get jacked. I am self-employed, which means I'm a lazy working a tyrant boss. Hey, good for you. Now get back to work. Hey, you need really in subs. Well, yes, because you're the money earner at that point. When you're not like PewDiePie or Mr. Beast level, you ain't or Markiplier. Let's go that far because Markiplier is a little lower than that. You ain't worth much because you're taking money, basically. You know why they run ads on your videos even when you don't ask for them to do that? Because they need to make money in order to maintain their stuff. It could be close to the billions at this point. I don't know, but I mean the same goes for Rumble. In order to update and all this stuff, and I get the frustrations, I get the anger, but at the end of the day, if you are just the user on the other end and you don't understand any of the coding actuality, the tech and maintenance,
but if you're looking at if you're a penny pincher, you're looking at the bottom line. There is to me, there's no reason why they shouldn't be willing to collect even a small a small amount of change every week
Mm,
from everybody.
mm.
I,
And
I don't.
PTB stands for petabytes, by the way, just to let everyone know. So that's a lot of zeros. That's 1 and a lot of zeros. Technically, I'm working right now. Oh, bravo, bravo! I can't. You know what? You know what, Adam? I'm gonna do this for you here. Do that. You know what? You know what he gets? He
It's
gets.
nice work if you could get it,
Yep.
and you can
It's.
get it even if you don't try.
Uh, there we go. There we go. That's for you. That's for your B-roll right there. Look at that. Yeah, there you go. That's just because you tried real hard today. You got it. They have Amazon. Yeah, they have Amazon money, but you also
Right.
realize that it's a big. You also have to realize that both YouTube and Twitch know that they're big data points, which means when people. So here's the funniest thing for me, right? When people complain about the AI stuff, right, and that's understandable, right? And artists know that. I want you to realize how much when you put something on either Twitch, YouTube, all that stuff, it's going to happen anyway. I mean, you, if you don't read the how do they say it, the EULA, EULA, I think that's how they say it.
Okay.
No, it's that little thing that they tell you to sign, and then you scroll down. It's like I can't read it all, or whatever. Um, that's like when a teacher gives a sticker for effort. You know what? Be proud you got a sticker. Okay, be proud you got a sticker.
I give out stickers to kids all the time. They're thrilled with them.
Yeah, there you go. I should brighten his day right now. Well, most people realize yet there are some ways to optimize it more than platforms are currently doing. That's true, but it's still expensive. Still expensive. Burn the AI. Look, you can say that all you want, but you're posting your stuff to YouTube and they're using it for Google. Sorry, you're posting your stuff to YouTube, Google, and they're using it for the AI. So, oh, that's right. End user license agreement and/or terms of service. Yes, correct. So, but yeah, I get your frustrations with it, Jeff. But you're posting your stuff to places that it's going to be used for AI anyway. So I don't know what to tell you. At that point, you're kind of tying both your hands behind your back and yelling, and that's even artists. I know you've probably seen like a lot of artists on Twitter X and all that, and they go about complaining. Oh,
Jay, are you a child?
what?
Just because you act like one.
You never give us a sticker. I think someone needs to be given a timeout. That's what I
Oh,
think. I think someone needs to be given a timeout. All right, come back when you feel better about yourself, and then we'll talk about it. Okay? Oh goodness, no, don't really. I give you a Mr. Yuck sticker. See, look at that. Doesn't even appreciate the little things. But yeah, it's the same thing with it's the same thing with people and the artists. Like, how many people realize that those pictures you see in Google Images, right? I'm sorry, they're part of the system now. I don't know what more you want. But I won't get too far into it because I know he'll start yelling at me. But yeah, I mean, that was also part of your thing too. Is you like supporting artists as well? Which is it just a certain section of artists? You like all artists, like all different variants of artistry. Fab.
oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I was reading a text from my son. He's in his
Oh,
room and he has COVID right now.
oh, poor
Sorry.
him.
Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Please repeat.
No, it's
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
I'm almost there. I almost got it. Hold on. I can't remember.
I'm so
Okay, I got
sorry.
it.
I
No,
feel
no,
so bad.
no. I got it. Hold on, I got it. I'm okay. I'm okay. But no, it's sort of like the thing where you see when you look up something online, right? You say you're gonna look up a flower business, whatever you see, or different forms of art or whatever. That's you go to their Google Images and it's right in there, right?
Mhm.
What what part of you does not assume that they already have that and using data for, say, generative art or a textbook or something or whatever? Your data, once it leaves your physicality and gets uploaded to the digital,
Well, okay, but you're not. It's not like a writer that signs away the rights of his book to make a movie.
understandably so, but once you put it out online, the beyond the point of copyright, it's going to be out there. Once you put it up beyond the safety scope of the physicality, it's already gone. Yeah, you can use copyright, sure, that's fine, but it's someone's gonna have a copy of it somewhere else.
Right.
That's how this internet thing
and
works. So,
and that's and that's the problem that we are experiencing with what the so-called reused content.
well, that's just YouTube being an a-hole. But you didn't hear me say that. EUL is a four-letter word. Yes, it is. Okay, you know what, class? Today, Adam learned what EULA is, and we just want to give him another gold star. Look at that, kids. I'm just having fun. Meat coding a site to get around the AI. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
And I think that's another issue. The AI is a separate issue on its own.
It is a
Um,
separate issue, but it's not going to be a separate issue for long. That's the problem. Is that what is the YouTube's algorithm? What is Twitch's algorithm? I mean, sooner or later, people are gonna have to realize that you're to benefit off of. You're using the thing you're complaining about.
I mean, yes, I am, and I think that's
Well, I'm not
and I
not
think that
directly at you. I'm
no,
not
no, no,
meaning directly.
I get it, but it's I think and it's I don't think it's you know biting the hand that feeds me because they're not feeding me. I'm feeding them.
Yeah, sure.
I am giving them. We are giving them, you know,
Data.
items, data to show for
Hmm.
other people.
Yes.
Yes, we're the ones putting it out there, but
Hmm.
we are still contributing to that.
Hmm.
And to have it not be reciprocated, that's the issue. That's the problem. You are creating content for them to show.
Yeah.
You are, so having it, having them come back every week with a copyright strike after it's already been cleared, or
Hmm.
having it, flat out being demonetized by
Hmm.
something,
Yeah.
by an entity is it's not right. These, if you are a content creator and yes, you are using a platform in which to push it out there, it is
Yeah.
still a platform's responsibility to make sure that you, the creator themselves, are being treated fairly. And if you're not, then yeah, move to another platform or open up other platforms in which you can get to.
Hmm.
But you are still feeding them.
Hmm. The one irony I will always cherish of humanity is when we've created words that don't really have much meaning or don't really have much purpose because they can't actually exist. So when people say fair or equal, I as I've
Well,
grown
there
up,
it's and those are their words too. I mean, they're talking
yeah,
about
yeah, no, yeah, you're right.
fair
If they
use.
but even then I'd be hesitant on when a company or person uses those kind of words because my participation as a kid growing up in an adult world or a kid growing up in a pretend adult world of adults that are still kids, and say I can go on with this. My point is we've created fairy tale words in order to give us some sense that we have a sense of control without realizing that it's not fair, nothing's equal, and it is what it is. I don't say that to be mean. It's just it it gets me every time people people say it in a grand scale. You could put that word in politics and movies and whatnot, and I can simply say, well, you're correct. It's not fair. And once you grow up and learn that, you realize, well,
Well, I
that's
know,
just it.
but going through your whole life and saying, well, the world's not fair, suck it up.
Yes.
You have to be able to still you still have to be able to say we need to change that then,
To what?
and to having a better fair base. But
You-
it's the reason why no, hear me out. It's the reason why when people say, well, the world's not fair, we do
Hmm.
make efforts to change things. It's why you had civil rights in the 60s and things like that. That's a broader scape. That's a broad picture of it,
Right.
right? I'm painting with pretty broad strokes here, but
Right.
that's how you get change.
Hmm. Well,
You,
that's
you don't
change.
just roll over and accept that it's not fair.
Well, change is different than fair, though. Change is always a constant throughout our lives, no matter what we do, because change will always be there, whatever good or bad, right? Whatever you consider good or bad, right? Because that's always a one thing, but it's still not fair. A great example is that, okay, is it fair that I have to die?
Well, that's a biological issue. Okay.
Understandably so, but the
And
question
there
still
are
stands.
terrible, terrible, horrible ways of
Mm,
keeping you alive well past the point of living. It's
right,
looking at quality of life and versus quantity of life.
right, and that again, that leads to the conversation of what is good or what is not. But that again, at the end of the day, the question still stands: is it fair that I still die? I
And
mean,
I
is
don't
it?
think that's a question that you can really truthfully answer, because again, it it's a personal, that part's a personal issue, right? Is it fair that you're not immortal, or is that, and these are more philosophical
Mm,
questions to deal with, whether
right.
or not it's fair to not be immortal, whether or not it's fair that uh you know you're whether or not you're being crushed by your boss, you know
I don't.
that's a those are two totally
I
different
wouldn't.
areas
I wouldn't want to be
of
crushed by,
fair.
especially if he's fat. I wouldn't want to be crushed by him. That'd be awful.
Metaphorically speaking,
I know.
emotionally.
What? You know, that's what I'm asking for clarification, because like I don't know if I'd want them crushing me. That'd be so
These
bad.
are
I wouldn't want them like, okay, so it's your time to go. Well,
well,
great. Don't lay on me like that. Goodness.
okay, so I mean, but that's a again, those are moral philosophical things that you're getting into.
Mm,
So,
I'm a philosophical man, but I mean, it gets to my point
but
of the what is fair aspect or what is equal aspect, because then you have people pointing to, well, men and women are equal because of biology and all that stuff, or whatever. It's it. There is a lot
we're
of
only
life
equal in the sense that we're
where flesh.
human.
Well, yeah, flesh
You,
and
you
blood.
know.
Yeah. I always be taller than you, Barbara. That's all.
Probably most people are.
Oh, that's where you get like those stilts and you just walk above everybody else. Like, yeah, I'm getting ahead of line.
No,
Uh,
bad ankles, can't do it.
bad ankles. One wrong move, you twist them, you just like, you look like you're limping all the way home.
No, that's absolutely true. I actually, I do have bad ankles. I broke my ankle, I don't know, 10
What?
years ago, I guess, maybe, and it
Is,
never healed right. So
is someone's
I do
phone
have
going
bad
off?
ankles. Mine was, so it's silent. Sorry.
I was like, I heard drumming and I was like, what?
No,
What? Is there a band coming through? What the heck's going on here?
sorry. I'm also in my office, which is not completely set up yet. It basically has my desk and the computer. There's no sound absorption in here right now. So
Yeah, strive to make it better for another. There you go. Pass it on. Paying it forward, as they call it. Paying it forward. Because you never know. I don't think it's fair that my poop stinks. How is that fair? You know what, Luke? You know what? I don't know why. Maybe you should eat fiber more. Or eat pineapple. Some of that help it smell better.
Pineapple will not help it smell better. It's the bacteria.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
what it is.
The methane of our lives. I think the rest must be Bob's suggestion to touch grass. Well, you know what? It's kind of wintry outside, so I can't touch grass. It's actually snow. So it was actually the right answer was snow. You gotta go out and touch snow. That's the real answer. Come on
Jay, Good-
now.
Jay Goodwin, how
God,
dare
my
you?
goodness. We gotta have a civilized chat here. Everyone needs to be civilized. That's a little more reasonable. All right. All the grass will be burning. Okay, that's a low blow. All right, that's a bit of a low blow right there. Even I wouldn't go that low.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah,
Um,
it's pretty bad in California right now, Southern
yeah,
California.
yeah, I've seen that, but well, yeah,
We've been very, very fortunate
mm,
in San Diego, that we have not had the massive fires that LA is seeing right now. We've had them in the past, but so far, even the we had one fire that was very, very
mm,
close to us, like not even a half a mile from us, and they got that thing knocked down in a hurry. And man, I was never so grateful for a fire department.
wow,
But yeah, it is pretty messed up out here right now. Well,
yeah.
California is messed up out here right now.
Well, I think all of California suffers from being messed up, but that's mostly because the person voted in to be governor. But anyway,
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
a lot of people are still wrong because he's still novice. But anyway, it is power hour time, and what does it mean, chat? I don't have anyone to do that for me. So it means that we promote ourselves. That's right. It is promotion time. Ding, 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 ding. That's right. I thought about trying to do something like fuzzy lights, whatever, but I'm not that kind of thing. So anyway, I do have your. It can't. Well, look, listen. Hey, 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 hey. You know what? Cry me river. Make sure it's frozen. I can't go skiing. You know what? I wish you could go skiing, so that way I wouldn't have the snow. Thank you very much. I would love to touch some snow right now. I think you need to make a snowball in the freezer and just slide it down his pants. That's all I'm saying. Um, oh, that's cold. Oh. Whew. There's zero moisture in the air right now. Kind of painful. Yeah, I understand. Anyway, I did put your. Let's see. Yeah, I did put your links down below.
Well,
So
thank you.
you're welcome, young lady. Welcome. If you would like to promote yourself, the floor is yours.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I do have a regular show along with my husband, Adam Gray, my fantastic partner in crime and life.
Mm,
Every Friday, we do B-sides on BRollStage. That's our channel. And we do it every Friday at 6 o'clock Pacific time.
mm,
I'm also going to be on a friend's channel called Total Recall, in which we
ooh,
talk about movies from our childhood that we have not revisited in a while and to see
oh,
whether or not they're still good. And that's on my friend Jeff Throwbot's channel called Total Recall. And next Wednesday, we're going to be talking about the Coneheads.
oh.
So that'll be fun.
That's definitely old school right there.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, it's a really fun show
Mm,
to do because like I said, we go back and watch movies that, from our childhood that maybe we hadn't seen in a long time. Like last week we watched Caveman with Ringo Starr and it was terrible.
mm.
And so many of us had really great laugh out loud memories of watching it and it was just awful. So we do that, and then I think coming up, ooh, I want to say March, but might be May. I can't remember now. I might be doing a dark hour show,
Ooh.
and that'll be fun.
Mm,
So yeah, some fun things coming in the works, and like I said, we do have a new show debuting on BRollStage called The Call Sheet.
mm,
And our very first episode is going to be on The Thin Man.
ooh.
And I do love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's a great movie too.
I've never heard of it, so unfortunately, that.
If you've never seen it, please go watch it. It's William Powell, Myrna Loy,
Mm,
1934, called The Thin Man, based on the novel by Dashiell Hammett. So if you like tough guy detectives, you're going to love this one.
I tend not to go too far back for movies, but total total recall. All right, there you go. I tend not to go too far back for uh, years of movie wise. Like I don't think I've ever seen the Gone with the. I mean, well, I think the only one movie I did see that was kind of far back was, of course, everyone watched it though. It's a Wonderful Life sort of thing. But that's pretty much as far as I've
Is
gone.
it a preference thing? You just don't like black and white, or
I guess it's just not. Well, okay, there's the Wizard of Oz. I think the ones that aren't pop culture movies are
oh,
ones I haven't gone to see. Like Wizard of Oz, It's a Wonderful Life. Those movies I've seen, that's fine. But anything else, it's just not. Well, and again, it's a time thing, right? Okay, so I have a full time job. I have this most of the time. I'm either watching something from YouTube, doing my own show, or maybe a little bit from Mumble. But then again, there's not much else, and you only get so much time in a day. So
right,
it, it's a time
right.
thing. And movies
It's
and movies don't take a high scale to everything else.
no, I get that.
Mm,
It's I was fortunate enough to grow up in a time frame before, you know, uh, we had phones in our pockets and you know television 24/7. So I was fortunate enough to grow up watching old movies on Saturday matinees on
mm,
TV, or late night horror shows with Elvira, whatever. That was my jam growing up, and I still love it to this day. So if it's something that you're not into, I get it. I get
mm.
it. Time is a hot commodity, and you only have so much of it.
Oof.
So I get it, but I do highly recommend The Thin Man. If you ever get a chance, pop
Mm.
it in. I think you'd probably really like it.
Now the world according crap I've heard but never seen. Fiddler on the Roof. Hey, listen. I didn't make the video. Pogo made the video. Talk to him. Okay? Just because it's in there. I've seen Fiddler on the Roof, okay? I've watched the movie, but it's in the music video. Didn't make it. So don't take that complaint up with me. Um, but it's like he's probably more likely joking. I get that, but when you have someone like that, that sort of
Where's
thing, it's
where's
like,
the slash s?
yeah, where's the slash is at? Otherwise, it's gonna be like, well, if you want to really have a discussion, I didn't make the video. Pogo made the video. Pogo made the video about Mazel, called it Mazel Tov. He did that. Can't relate the two. I like the music video. Probably, if you were to watch the actual movie of Fiddler on the Roof and watch Mazel Tov, I watched Mazel Tov first before I actually went to watch Fiddler on the Roof. I enjoyed Mazel Tov more. That's just because of how he did it. Diddler, yeah. Okay. Now we got a comedian in the audience right there. All right. But anyway, before we get any further on the shenanigans a bunch of you guys are up to, um, for my end of things, whether you're on the Rumble side, whether you're on the YouTube side, doesn't matter which side you're on, as long as you're not on the tracks themselves, because no one's coming up out of that. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like, sharing the content, leaving a comment or follow, any or all of it, doesn't really matter which end, any of it helps. Regardless, on either end, because not only does it help in being seen more, like all content creators do, it also helps in having other people on as guests, like the lovely Miss Barbara here, and like her husband, Adam, who's in the chat, and of course, Alaska Man Jeff, and so many others. Believe me, when you get to over 130 guests, you're asking yourself, how do I even still do this? And you still surprise yourself every time. So, anyway, any help with the engagement factor on either Rumble or YouTube is much appreciated, and both, if you're fortunate. But But again, any help with the engagement factor is much appreciated. And of course, down in the description below, on either side, I have a link to my stuff. They will show, well, the Rumble link, the YouTube link. They'll show my Twitter X and all this stuff. If you'd like to come on yourself, guess what? You can either use that link down below or leave a comment on either Rumble or YouTube, and we can get started. Because again, I had a gentleman on. His name is Slinger Games. He went through that route, got to me and said, I'd like to come on. And they said, let's talk first. And yes, and that's how it went. So if you'd like to take up the opportunity, come on. Guess what? The door is open. Just go to those few places and give it a shot, because otherwise it's kind of silly just to not take an opportunity. Because when have you ever thought about being asked by one of your content creator to come on their show? A little weird that majority of people who have followers don't ask followers onto their show, or if they do, they can't get them on. One or the other. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much again. Engagement factor and link down below. I appreciate you all so much. Because I know I would not have been but he had quit with Babs. What are you talking about? What? Don't bring it up. Where is that? What are you talking about? Quit with Babs.
Jay.
She's not that rough. Goodness.
Jay.
I've dealt with worse people who it was trying to like get water out of stone. Believe me.
Well, I do appreciate being on. It was a lot of fun just chatting.
We're not ending yet.
Oh.
It's
I thought we were plugging. Oh, okay.
No, that was promotion time.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. So I'll explain it this way. So a lot of content creators that do that sort of thing at the beginning of the show or the end of the show, right? They usually like whatever, or I've seen a few do like sporadically throughout. I do it at the top of the hour because one is sort of like a timekeeper, right? Oh, we've done an hour. Let's take a break, promote ourselves, and we can keep going. Because it's just one of those things where I just didn't want to do what everyone else did, so that was just a timekeeper for me. Because also I do have to go to work tomorrow, so we'll be able to go for a little longer. Man, I got it set up for tomorrow's stream too. Curse you! I wish they could do 3 streams at once through Rumble Studio. Gosh dang it! But no, I wish you had quit. You had quit with Babs. You know what? And then next week, I wish I'd quit you. No, you're right. I don't give a rat's behind. The older movies had a bunch of more. Well, some of them. I mean, I do know that the one lady who starred in that what was it? The Romeo and Juliet that just passed away. There was a bit of a nudity in that.
Oh, Olivia Hussey.
Olivia, which look, I'm sorry, when your last name is Hussey like that, there's bound to be a bunch of jokes coming along.
She was a lovely, lovely lady and a fantastic actress. I know that there was, I don't know the entire outcome of it, but I do know that there was quite a bit of controversy with her and the young man that played Romeo, and I can't think of his name right now. Actually filed suit against the film company that made it because they were 14 and doing nudity scenes. And when, he should have known better. Whoever directed, was it Fellini?
Too late now. It's all over
But yeah, she passed away. But she was a lovely actress.
Yeah,
a lovely lady.
There was a video of an interview they did that I ran across on YouTube, but I never saved it. But you could, because there's a difference between her actual voice, because she sounds very Cockneyish, and then she does a very English accent.
Yeah,
throughout the Romeo and Juliet, which is sort of like, wow, that's
most of her films. She speaks with just a lovely English accent and not her natural voice. But yeah,
I come hither forth. I know, right? You're gonna go down to the left, right there. Or something like that. I was a bit Australian. I apologize.
No, it was fine.
She was an autograph, and she produced her trash. Wow, that sucks. But then again, Oprah gave away a car to everyone, and they couldn't afford the tax. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, when you go to a contest, right, and it's about a truck or a car, whatever, you enter for it, and you actually win, right? None of this hokey pokey. ask for the cash prize because the insurance on that car is gonna cost you
Also, the
so much.
taxes.
All the taxes,
Yeah.
all it gotta do. All the taxes, all the taxes. Oh my goodness. Trying to carry that over Ghostbusters. But yeah, it does a funny thing when people don't. I don't know if they do or not, but it seems like a majority of people don't think about that stuff. And like, oh, I want to get a sports car, but do you know how much that insurance is going to cost you, though? Oh, insurance! What's that?
Yeah. Well, nowadays you can't buy a car without showing proof of insurance first. But so yeah, I don't know. I drive a 10-year-old Honda, so
Ooh, Honda what?
a Honda CRV. Yeah.
CRV. Well, this is CRV because I
It's like
only
a
know
little crossover. Yeah,
crossover.
it's a modest little car, and I love Honda in general. This is like my third Honda, so I'll never drive anything else. But yeah, I'm very conservative about my cars. I don't want to pay high insurance, and I don't want to
But
pay high registration fees because
yeah,
registration fees in California are astronomical. They're stupid high.
that's almost like going to the doctor and say, okay, which part do you want removed for your car insurance? What do I
Yeah,
got left?
usually.
Well, we can take part of your rectum. That might solve the problem. All right. No, I have my first car was a Honda Accord EX '97, and it was a stick shift.
Yeah.
That was the first car I ever learned to drive was a stick shift, and of course I had a patient teacher. The gentleman who owned the car he was moving to Grenada for learning about doctorate. Um, so I was learning how to drive stick shift, and that was my first car. I have not been able to get a stick shift after that one car. It has
No.
been you either have to buy it new as is a manual, or you have to find some old car, and there are not a lot of cars around where I am that will have manual.
No, they rarely make a manual anymore. It's too bad.
Such a
Manuals are fun.
Yeah, manuals are especially when you're on a very tall hill. You're like, all right, let's see what happens.
Maybe not in San Francisco, but
Woo!
in general, I don't know. Yeah,
Hey,
I
look,
had
there's the trolley. I'm catching up. Woo,
um,
woo.
but yeah, my very first car was a '79 Dodge Omni.
Mm.
So it was a joke of a car. And but
Well,
yeah, that was my first car.
well, at least not like the Pinto that I hear many people the
No.
Pinto car. Um, no, I there was one time I was going for the vehicle and I was going for a Mini Cooper because I like the look of
Uh-huh.
the car, or whatever. But it's considered a sports car because it has two doors, right?
Uh-huh.
Um, and the insurance on those is just
Yeah,
no,
anything that's considered a coupe is going to be considered high.
yeah. Cash for clunkers wiped out a large segment of yeah. So
That's
too,
true.
it sucks. It sucks. And yeah, buy it new. Fudge 'em. Port Emmanuel. What? Port Emmanuel. What? Um, but yeah, there was a one point. So I decided against it, but that was also looking at a Honda Element, right? Those are
Uh-huh.
bigger box ones. I really like that because it could be sort of considered a minivan, but you could do a lot of stuff with it. Like, the commercials always show like surfboards or whatever, which I'm not a surfer, but you have all that stuff. But even then, that for stuff like that, the insurance would still be too high. So it's like, dang it.
Um, yeah, that's Adam's dream car. He loves the Honda Element. Loves them.
And it was a orange one too, so it was like, could have been a bright color. But yeah, there he goes. Yep, best car in the world.
Yep.
Yep, yep, I hear you. Yep. I bought a cheap Mustang with an automatic just because of the traffic in San Francisco. Wow. Oof.
Um, yeah, I had a little Honda Civic
Mm,
for a while,
mm,
and then I had a CRV, and
mm,
then I loved that car,
mm.
and then I hit a deer in that car, and yeah, so I just went with another Honda CRV. But yeah, I'm a proud Honda driver. I will never drive anything else.
Honda Pilot. Yeah, Hondas are pretty great. I know Toyotas are pretty good. I did have a Toyota Corolla a long time ago, but
Yeah, I had a Toyota Tercel. I had an 82 Toyota Tercel.
hmm,
And man, I drove that thing into the ground. It was a good little car.
I don't I don't remember. I don't never heard of that one. Um,
It was a precursor to the Corolla.
oh, precursor Corolla. Okay, yeah, because I know the Corolla and Camry sort of share similar looks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's because my a sibling of mine got a Camry, poor dear. Yes, at least it wasn't an elk. That would have been worse. Oof. Um, but yeah, my sister had my sibling had one, and so that was it. But yeah, my Corolla, something happened to the engine, and I had to get rid of mine soon because it was yeah,
Yeah,
Tercel. Oh, so that's how you spell it, the Tercel.
yeah.
Um, so that was the vehicle before that one was a Ford Taurus, which was
I
just
drove one of those too.
it was a vehicle I needed. So luckily I
Uh-huh.
had got a vehicle I needed, but sooner or later I had to get rid of it because at one point previous place I was working a long time ago. Previous place I was working at, 400K is no joke. Yeah, that is true. It was I was turning to go right, so as soon as I turned right, my CR axle just. Luckily, it was on that corner bit, so but I had to go and get it taken care of because it was just.
Holy
You
crap.
you saw the I don't
That's
remember.
terrifying.
Yeah, you don't. I don't remember how much it cost me, to be honest. It cost me a couple $100, but yeah, it was. It was. I was lucky there were people there and all that stuff, but it was just like did one turn and right off. So that was like my front right passenger side. But I mean, the car was the gas lever thing wasn't working, so you couldn't tell if it was full or not. And it was,
Yeah,
but
blip and a blop. I had my Honda Civic had 350,000 miles
woo!
on it before I finally caved and got a new one.
Only girl kid with driving a Tercel. Any guy that drove that would be sure lifelong.
Yeah, probably.
Wait a second. Hold on, Jay. Are you saying you did something? Is that what are you saying you drove one a long time ago? Is that what you're saying? I'm just joking. Um, yeah, the deer came out of nowhere right through traffic. Yeah, that sucks. I know there was one time my family was traveling home or whatever, and it's like on a highway, whatever, and I think it was a Ford Aerostar was what was being driven, and the deer hit like the front end of it, and it was just so. Yeah, those are fun
Well,
times when the deer hits your car.
yeah, when I hit the deer,
Mm.
I was doing I was driving on a military base,
Oh,
and because I work on a military base.
oh,
I work on Camp Pendleton.
oh.
Um,
I,
and uh, I was doing barely 30 miles an hour
mm-hmm,
driving through bays,
mm-hmm.
and it just came out of absolutely nowhere, and it got up and ran off and left the front end of my car wrecked, totaled.
Jeez.
Thanks, dear.
See, Adam, this is what happens when you run. No, I'm just joking. You said deer. But yeah, it does sucks. No, I drove a 71 Grand Prius, 71 Mustang, 66 Mustang, and a 69 Camaro. My misbegotten youth. Boy, Camaro, man. Some people would kill for Camaro.
Yeah,
Worked for an insurance company. You know what? It's probably the same commercial those squirrels were working in, because I remember that commercial.
the most
Um,
badass Ford I ever drove was a ooh, what year was it? I want to say it was like a 77 Grand Torino.
oh,
And that thing was a boat. And I mean, it had a big V8 engine. It it was it was like riding on air. It was the most comfortable car I've ever driven.
mhm.
And it glided, and it was huge. And I could pack so many people in it. It was such a weird experience to look at your rearview mirror and see like four of your friends sitting across the back seat, just chatting like they were on a couch in your living room.
Mm.
It was amazing. And one time I had a blowout on the 405 and I was doing about 80 miles an hour and the
Uh,
car barely moved.
oh no.
It just was like, oh, I have a flat, pull over. You know, yeah, the car was amazing. I wish I still had it.
Oh goodness. Yeah, the current car I have now is a Ford Fiesta, and I got it. Unfortunately, I got it during the time where all the chips and stuff were down because of being COVID and all that stuff, and um, and the price for it was just jacked up because we don't have the chips for all the cars, so we're so low and used cars or whatever. It was a dirty time, but I needed the vehicle, so. But yeah, it's worked out well so far. I got it underneath like 100,000, so that was great.
Oh, that's
Um,
good.
but but yeah,
I
it's
mean, I grew up driving clunkers. My
mm,
dad was a mechanic,
mm,
so we always had cheap beater cars that he could fix up
mm,
and run easy. But
mm.
um, the worst car I ever drove was a Dodge, like a 1980 Dodge Charger. God, that thing was so awful. But it's the car I learned how to hotwire on. Because the starter kept going out, so I learned how to hotwire my car
Oh
every time I had
goodness.
to start it.
No, I've driven. I used to valet a long time ago. I drove one of those. I drove one of those type of Dodger
Mhm.
cars. Um, Dodge. I don't know what to call them. But I mean, it was not it was not like an oldie one. It was just sort of like felt new day. But
Yeah,
yeah.
this was not the fancy retro style. This was a like do you know what you remember what the really ugly uh uh what's the old ugly Mustangs from the 70s look like? It looked
Mm,
like that.
oh, interesting.
So it was awful. It was the worst car.
Yeah, I there have been a lot of cars I've seen, like everyone, I've there are some cars I'd like to try, but they're just always so expensive and so far out of reach. To be honest, I was self-driving taxi and doing circles in the parking lot while the dude was on the phone. Yep, there you go. Um, certainly
Oh,
going to be.
I saw that too. My God, that must have been terrifying.
That's what's going to the possibilities of all that Elon wants to do. Um, I got handed my 63 Studebaker Absolute Money Pit. Wow. A
Mm,
Studebaker? Wow.
yeah.
It's insane. But yeah, it's always nice just to have a vehicle to drive, but you know, it's crazy. What year Charger, Babs? Oh, that's right.
I want to say it was like an 82.
82 Charger.
Yeah. 80, 81, 82, something like that. It was super ugly.
Um no, 82 Charger.
Definitely not Dukes of Hazzard style.
Woo! Them good old boys right there.
No, definitely not.
So let's see if I have this. I think this is the model you're talking about. Is that one correct? Dodge Charger. This right here.
Uh, Hang on.
Can you see your screen?
I can see, all I can see is you. Hang on. Let me, hang on.
I've got my presentation
One
up.
moment.
I am sharing the screen, so
Oh,
hold on.
mm,
There we go. Let me try it again. There we go.
yep, that was it. Ugly as sin.
It that looks plain well for the 80s. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Pretty interesting vehicle. Municipal. I'm just
Uh,
I'm liking where this car is like photographed right next to a waste trash can. That's
and
pretty
it was
lit.
trash. It was a trash car. Yeah.
Yeah, my parents would have a
It was
Pontiac,
burgundy red too. Ugh, God.
burgundy red, like that kind of red right there.
No,
That kind of
no,
red.
no. It was like
Looks like a burgundy.
more actually more like um the Dodge Charger fourth generation, right there in the middle, the older one.
That one.
No, it was. I think it was below the truck actually. Yeah, there you go, right below the truck. That one. It
There we
was more
go.
of that color.
Wow, that looks like one of those old vehicles that they make bounce.
Yeah,
Like you see those. Hey,
yeah,
Mono, look at bounce.
yeah. It was it. That one is that one definitely is. It's uh, a lowrider style.
Lowrider. Oh yeah, I can see a
Yeah.
lot of people lowriding it. Well, and the funny thing is, we are talking about movies and stuff. I actually watched the what was it, the Ford and Ferrari movie, and
Was it good? I always wanted to watch it, and then I never sat down and did.
yeah, no, it's pretty. It has Matt Damon and Christian Bale. It's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good movie, and okay. I used to watch Catch Air. My mom's automatic with attack. Burgundy red with burgundy velvet interior. Goodness sake.
You know it.
Oh goodness. But yeah, Ford versus Ferrari was a pretty good movie. I bought it, so I watch
Oh
it.
wow. Okay.
But yeah, it's about the story about the Le Mans, Ford going to Le Mans with the uh, Ford Le Mans. I think this is 1966. It was a Ford GT40 is the vehicle.
Oh okay.
Yeah, that's the Ford versus Ferrari. Uh, Ford versus Ferrari. Yep. It's a good. I enjoyed it. It's certainly worth having popcorn for. 70s Charger, same as Chrysler Cordoba. I'm gonna be looking up a lot
Oh
of cars.
God, Chrysler Cordovas.
Chrysler Cordobas. But yes, this is the one. This is the car.
Oh, okay.
1969. It looks like. Yep. But
Huh.
but yeah, it's a pretty good movie. So again, it got Christian Bale in it, and it's got Matt Damon in it. It's got oh, guy who played he played the Punisher in the Netflix series.
Oh,
John something. Um,
John. Oh, Barenthal.
Bernthal. You know what? Let's just look up that Ford. There we go. 2019. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. Let's go to IMDb. But there we go. 8.1. There we go. Then we can see all the people who are involved with it. Okay, here we go. Here's the list.
Yeah, John Barenthal. Yeah.
Barenthal. Yep. So you had
Yeah.
that. Katrina was in it. Catriona. Sorry, Catriona. Josh Lucas. Oh, that's right. I forgot his name. Josh Lucas was in it, and a whole bunch of other. Some of them known, some of them not known, but yeah, it was a pretty good movie. They gave it 8.1, but my mom had watched the movie, so I had gone and seen it, but I'm not gonna play anything for it.
Shut up. He plays Carol Shelby?
Yeah, Matt Damon plays Carol Shelby. Yep.
Damn. Okay,
Well,
now I do want to watch it.
well, hold on. I think you can hear a bit of his southern accent. I think we'll try it at least.
Driver's seat at Le Mans, man. I ever break a promise to you?
It's his voice right there.
I will put you in the driver's seat at Le Mans. You just shut your mouth and let me do my thing.
So that's him playing Carol Shelby.
Okay.
So there's that. I wasn't gonna play anymore because it's not worth all that junk. But yeah, no, it's a pretty good movie. It gave it
Carol Shelby's like legendary.
yeah.
So that's amazing. I had no idea. I
Um,
always had wanted to see it, but I don't know. I just never fell into my wheelhouse, I guess.
Yeah, those some things. Well, and GT40. That's right. Thank you for that. But yeah, there's a thing with it feels like movies nowadays where, um, well, yeah, sometimes the trailer can be misleading, so you won't go see a movie that, or people's. But well, hey, you know what? That's okay. That's okay. He probably wore platforms like Tom Cruise does. Um, but there are some movies out there that a lot of I don't know if you guys watch current movies or you just watch old movies, but there are a lot of people who do movie reviews and stuff. And there have been times where I've gone to see a movie and a creator, whether content creator or movie, whatever, they've given a movie a bad review because what have you. I went to go see uh, the movie If. I don't know if you ever heard of that. That was
Uh-huh.
with John Krasinski or whatever. It's more of a
The imaginary friend
friend.
thing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's more of a family kids movie, but there are a lot of judgments made about it. Beginning of the movie, there's an understandability of why those judgments were made, but then you get to the second half of the film, and you completely lose me because I'm watching a movie now where it's not about them doing this thing with because I know you haven't seen it or whatever. Um, them doing this thing where they're trying to help imaginary friends to onto other kids. Now they're trying to help the imaginary friends get back to their original kids. And so you start reaching into a part of the human aspect that deals with the child growing up into an adult,
Mhm.
right? Because there are a lot of still things that carry over. So there's a lot of that movie in the beginning I understood, stuff with John Krasinski's character, kind of this or that. But at the end of the day, though, I walked away from the movie. Was like, I enjoyed this movie heavily. I don't know what these people are saying, right? And
Yeah.
there's a lot of movies like that where you have these. So the one movie I saw recently is the Better Man. And it's the with the artist. Um, I had the name on my tip of my tongue. It's the Better Man with Robbie Williams. Now Robbie Williams,
Oh, is that
you
the biopic?
yeah, sort of. It's a
Okay.
biopic. Yeah, it's the artist Robbie Williams. He's a UK artist.
Uh-huh.
The one song I do have of his that I have is Millennium. Um, but I went to go see this movie, right? And for the basic set of it, it is a celebrity movie, right?
Mhm.
Starting point to where they're at now, sort of thing. But you get into this beginning point where you see the reason of what they're trying to aim for. You see
Uh-huh.
what they're wanting to aim for, as a kid, right? And yes, I know people point, oh well, he's as a CGI monkey. Well, if you watch the movie, you understand why why that is that, right? Or at
Mhm.
least my understanding of what it was. So I come away, I watched this movie throughout the whole thing because it's like 2-ish hours. I come away and watching this movie, and it was fantastic. It wasn't a lot of people in the theater, but I'll tell you what, there was at the end of the movie, there was not a dry eye. There was not a dry eye at the end of the movie, and the thing of it is it's not about him being a CGI monkey. It's rather what created this person, just like all these other people who chase fame or whatever, celebritism. What created this person? What the trial they go through, and by you can say by the grace of God themselves, they come out on the other side and they better themselves. But to see this point of interaction, and I gave it a 9 out of 10 because I was like, how it goes to show that being a celebrity isn't anything at all, to be honest, because you lose a lot with that. It's not just freedom of movement; it's a lot. You got a whole bunch of you hear all these horror stories from other celebrities too, and it's just a bunch of other stuff as well. But you get to see this person go through these trials or whatever, and it's just another reminder of that. So um, yeah, I saw that one of the uh, one
I haven't seen it. Probably I really wasn't planning on seeing it. It might pop up,
no, well, I
with
was I
with
was just
streaming or something. But
yeah.
generally speaking, We don't go out to the movies very often.
Right, you're in California. I forget.
We are in California, and going out to the movies here as a family can easily cost you like $100 easily, and it's
Yeah.
so that's it's kind of it's expensive now.
Mhm.
It's not how it used to be. It's gotten kind of pricey. So
Yeah.
we don't go out to the movies very often.
Mm,
I think the two exceptions that we went to go see in the theaters
mm.
was Godzilla minus one
Ooh.
and Deadpool versus Wolverine. And those are the last two movies that I've seen in the theaters.
Mm.
Everything else has been on streaming services.
Right. No,
Um,
it's understandable. Yeah.
but with Godzilla minus one, it was kind of the same thing. Um, and I am a lover of Godzilla movies. So is Adam. I love
Mm,
all the old kaiju movies, and they're fantastic.
mm,
This movie was incredible to me.
mm,
I was so blown away by it. I mean, it tells a very humanist story
mm,
that happens to have a big giant scary monster in it. But and it was all in, Japanese, it all, with English subtitles. But it was so moving that there was maybe 10 people in the theater.
mm,
And at the end of the movie we were all crying because it was that good of a movie. And so it's pretty rare when you come across a movie that makes you feel that way, and you feel like maybe you're the only person that knows it.
mm. Yeah.
So I get it. I
It's
get it.
it's a yeah. It's a that sort of thing is a personal basis, and I think that's where, while understandable, you don't want to support studios that just tell you bugger off. At the end of the day, though, it does become a hard descriptor to kind of trust reviewers when it's not about your personal like or your personal interest. It's about their lens, and they're
Right.
sharing it with you. I have seen this movie. I am sharing you my lens of perspective of what I saw of
Right.
that movie, but yours will probably be different or will probably be the same. And that's where I get a not jilted, but it's where I get a bit sort of moment, because then I'm like, well, then I can't trust, you know, even trailers, right? Even trailers can be misleading, because I know a lot of people talked about that part. Um, but the point of the matter is that there's a lot of misleadingness, and a movie, unless it's been put out there like on Wikipedia or whatever, which it usually does for like the plot and stuff, a movie is just as much as a mystery until you see it. You can
Yeah.
get painted a picture of what someone else tells you, but are you sure that's how the movie goes until you read it somewhere else, like Wikipedia or whatever?
Mhm.
That's what loses me. I mean, I could simply be up here and give you my movie review of if whatever, but that doesn't mean you're going to see it. I am simply giving you what I remember, what I saw in the
Right.
movie, and you make your decision from there. But I do think that it does feel like it gets a bit ridiculous in the sense of, well, you shouldn't go see it because blah blah blah. If you don't go see it, if you don't want to go see a movie because the studio treats you like crap, then from here on out, don't get anything from the studio. Don't buy anything of the studio. Don't give them any money in any direction whatsoever, because by going down that route, you have locked yourself in this arena where nothing of yours goes to them at all,
Yeah.
right?
And I think a lot of people have done that. I think people have started, showing their dissatisfaction with their wallets
Mm.
by
Yeah,
not engaging with it.
that's the most powerful thing people can do right now, instead of just like, oh, okay, well, if they don't like me that way or whatever. And sometimes context can be missing, so you do have to do your own research. But at the end of the day, though, if you if a studio, a business, whatever, says we don't want you in a roundabout way, in a direct way or whatever,
Mhm.
okay, then you never have to touch them again.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
I personally don't get what's so hard about that, but it seems a lot of people have an issue where that seems like to
Well,
be the hardest thing.
I mean, if for things like Disney and Star Wars and things like that, I kind of get it because so much of that is nostalgia based,
Yeah.
and uh, you know, when I saw Star Wars in the theaters, I was 9. It was 1977. I was 9 years old. And it was such a transformative experience for me
Mm,
to see something like that. I'd never, and this, again, I grew up watching movies.
mhm.
But I'd never seen anything like that. And I certainly never saw a heroine like Princess Leia ever before. So that
Right.
was just magical in my world. She was just perfect. But I do think that things like that a lot of it has a tendency to be nostalgia based.
Mm,
And when you get, you know, a new studio like Disney that takes over from that, and they maybe don't quite understand the lore that's behind it, and they're
mhm.
hiring writers that don't understand the lore behind it,
Yeah.
then you're going to get a lot of dissatisfied fans, and they're going to start voicing it loudly, and they're going to stop buying your product.
Yeah, and
So,
I think that's another issue too, is the reach on the nostalgia part too, because again, we could go, you want to do the Disney thing, you had Marvel, right? You had
mhm.
Marvel for whatever reason. Then you had Marvel up to a point, and then people were just kind of looking like, what was that, End Game or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and then it just kind of fizzled out to certain points. Like, Spider-Man No Way
Yeah.
Home was great. Then everything else, it's a mixed bag, to be honest. But I mean, there's a point to that where even during that time they were still, preaching their thing. Nostalgia. It's not a illness as much as it is a psychological. It's sort of like uh what's the best way? But nostalgia is sort of like the same thing that marketers do when they're marketing a product to you. Same sort of arena, right? Nostalgia is nothing more than a marketing product. Good memories, good about this, whatever. It markets it towards you in order to get your attention, in order to spend money on it. That's what marketing is. You don't see all those things from Amazon or whatever just because of the heck of it. No, it's money spent in order to get your intention to buy the product. Because at the end, you're either a consumer or a creator. Basically, what this whole people call capitalism comes down to, either consumer or creator. Because you can't, so very, very few, if at all, make money out of nothing. Um, but I wouldn't call it mental illness. I just call it a psychological. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it a mental illness, but
yeah.
I know that certainly when you try to load up on nostalgia
Mm,
for, member berry purposes,
yeah.
um, it 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 can be exhausting because then you're playing into the, oh, I remember this,
Yeah.
that's nice, but you're not also moving anything else forward. And if you are moving it in some way forward, maybe it's not the same direction that your loyal fan base wants, and you're hoping to make new fan bases out of it. I don't know,
Yeah.
but it either way it seems um, corrupt in a way. There's no
It,
real it feels like there's no real honest intention behind any of it. Like, my son is a huge huge Star Wars fan.
mm,
He loved the show Kenobi. I did not. I hated it, actually.
right.
But he'll defend it to his dying day that it
Mm,
was a good show. But he absolutely refused to watch The Acolyte
mm,
because it broke so many hard and fast rules for Star Wars, and it changed so much of the dynamic and the lore. He was like, I'm out. I'm done. And so when you reach that point with someone even like my son, who's far less jaded about stuff than I am,
mm.
you've taken a serious misstep.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of studios are coming to terms with.
Mm,
And
yeah.
I don't think it's just Disney. I think it's a lot of studios that are coming to terms with that now.
Old times is fine. Hollywood openings is fine. Yeah, but they'll still do it anyway because there will still be people that will fall for it, and that's the issue you will have to remember is you can say that for yourself, but you still got, I don't know, 300 and something million people within the U.S. alone. Good luck. Um, Half with you, Jay. I'm halfway with you. Okay. But yeah, it's a funny thing, and again, like a marketer, they'll use that sort of thing to get at you for the product, and whether or not you'll go or not is up to you. But I do think it is some things of nostalgia have worked. I know the one thing for me at least, one thing with nostalgia that worked was the Speed Racer movie. I don't know if you remember, it was a 2008, 2009 from the Wachowski brothers or sisters, whatever you want to call them anymore. But it's had Emil Hirsch.
I don't think I ever saw it.
You never saw the?
I don't think.
Well,
I
did you ever?
did.
Did you ever watch?
I watched the cartoon when I was a kid.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go to IMDb. I can show the. There we go. I can show the two. Nope. There we go. All right. I'm gonna give it a 6.1, but whatever. I'll bring this up. Da-da-da. So this is a little bit of the trailer for it. I don't know why it's 4 minutes. It's a little too long.
I'm also not seeing it.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't bring in my presentation. Okay. There we go. Now you can see it.
Nope.
What? I have a presentation. Can you not see it now?
Oh, yes, I can see it now.
Okay. I was about to say, what am I doing wrong? Okay, here we go. I'm not gonna play the full 4 minutes, but at least give you a taste of what it looks like. Now, obviously, trailers are not, in order of things, but this is a little bit more exciting.
He's going to be very good.
No, he's going to be the best. If they don't destroy him first.
Oh yeah. Yep. It was by Warner Brothers too. Can you imagine that? Warner Brothers doing a Speed Racer movie.
Racing's everything. For my family, it isn't just a sport. More important than that.
Was that Christina Ricci?
A religion.
Who? Oh yeah, that
was
was Christina Ricci. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ricky. Yeah. Is that Christina Ricci? Yeah. Yep. That was her. Yep. It was also John Goodman, Susan Sarandon, and Matthew Fox, of course, from Lost.
Listen to me and listen good, kid.
Then you have this guy right there from V for Vendetta. He was in V for Vendetta, if no one remembers.
Pathetic family will be history.
What are we gonna do?
Oh, this is like an all-star cast.
The only way
Pretty
we'll
much.
ever stop these people is to bring them to justice.
Speed Racer, what are you thinking?
But,
$1 million.
it came out. So what happened was this movie came out during when Iron Man came out. So that's why it didn't do so well. But this is probably one of the few anime based movies that I thought was pretty well done. You have things like the Cowboy Bebop that didn't do well or whatever, but this one I enjoyed. I don't know about much else, but yeah, it's just campy, cartoony, all the things that Speed Racing animation is.
These people play rough.
Except without all the bad mouth flaps. You're like, slow down. No, I must go fast. Ha.
Their cars will probably be equipped with secret weapons.
This race is full of cheaters.
So we've modified the Mark V to try to counter their attacks.
Yes. yes, Christina Ricci there.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Just hilarious.
Every one of us has to find a reason to do this. You don't climb into a T-180 to be a driver. You do it because you're driven.
And yeah, there's some campy coordinated stuff to it too, but
Yeah.
Matthew Fox plays Racer X,
Yeah.
so it's just it's just one of those things.
Huh.
It could be more of a family kids movie, but at the end of the day, though, I think it was one of the best sort of anime related to movies. It's
Well, the
just
Mark 5 looked good. So.
oh yeah, it definitely looked good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just didn't do well because during the time Iron Man came out and everyone wanted to go to see Iron Man.
I
You
think
know,
Iron Man took everybody, I think, by surprise. And
yeah,
because this was at a time when superhero movie, 2008 was superhero movies were done and over with. And so I think the fact that Iron Man came out and it was good kind of took a lot of people by surprise. And it really nailed Robert Downey Jr.
yeah,
He just launched him back into a career.
yeah, especially after all of his
Yeah.
getting out of rehab and all that stuff. And Adam says, an old Speed Racer fan is pretty mad. You know what? I watched those old cartoons, so you sit down, good sir. There's just a chair over there. No, it's in a kind of like the horror movies better.
I watched the cartoon when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah,
there was an afternoon run of like Speed Racer and Johnny Quest and
yeah. My grandma had one of the episodes on VHS because it was done in the 60s, right? So this way before I was born. But there was a VHS of it, and it's of the mammoth truck. That and the story behind that one. But yeah, it's just, and I get it again. It's just a movie I enjoyed. I enjoyed watching. I think one of the most top 10 Christina Ricci one. Yeah,
Christina Ricci. Yeah, I like Christina Ricci. She's pretty good in everything.
Mm-hmm. Black Snake Mono was kind of a little of a. I was kind of worried at that one. I was like, a black man having a woman enslaved in this basement. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. But no, the one movie that's a big 10-10 for me was Green Mile.
I love the Green Mile.
Yeah,
I am not. I have issue with Stephen King. I can't read his books, but and it's my own issue. But I like the Green Mile, and I like Shawshank Redemption too. If it's non-horror related Stephen King, I do okay with it.
Yeah, those are the only two that I know of that he's done, and they're both prison related, right? But the funny thing is that they're both directed by the same director.
Are they really?
Frank Darabont.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Who also
I knew he directed Shawshank, but I didn't realize he directed The Green Mile as well. Oh, yep. I always liked him as a creator, as a producer.
Say that, Jeff. But yeah, he directed both, and he also directed like the first few seasons of The Walking Dead, I believe.
He did. Yeah, he did. He had there was a bit of a fallout for The Walking Dead with show running.
To be honest, that show should fall out right now because it's gone past its prime. There's nothing there.
I quit watching when they killed Carl off.
Carl!
I quit. Yeah, I was like, I quit. I'm out. I'm done.
Why would you do that to Carl? Yeah. Carl! The memes that came out of that alone. Hey, look, once they let go of the Rick guy, that was it. It should have just ended there.
Well, yeah, I mean, and then Rick left, and you're just, what's going on? But when they killed, and did you ever read any of the graphic novel?
I know they tried to make it as close as possible, but no, I didn't.
There's some subtle changes, but one of the main purposes that you have for Rick is that he's doing all of this to keep his family safe, and namely his family is Carl, right? Carl and Judith, who's a baby, but namely Carl. And so when they kill Carl off, you know, what's Rick's point of, you know, of
He
keeping
just
everybody safe?
he
He does it for his kids.
he just sits there on his knees and he says, Carl!
Carl.
So-
Also, in the comics, it's basically Carl's story.
Mm,
It ends up being Carl's story that
wow.
is telling it as a narrative looking back.
Man, they
But
screwed up.
yeah, they did. So when they killed Carl off, I was like, fuck it, I'm out.
I mean, they got Norman Reedus out of it, but I mean,
He
Kojima
was
got him
not
too.
yet.
Oh yeah.
He was
What?
not, and he was not a character in the novels at all. He was a character created for the show.
I was talking about the show, but I mean, then again, Kojima got Norman Reedus too. So,
Yeah.
I remember there was a dark day. I didn't care. See, now the only I watched Game of Thrones for like the first few seasons, but then it was sort of like the one thing that got me was the I don't know if you saw it or not, but there was the sort of thing back and forth between what was the Night of the Watch. I can't remember his name. Kit Harington's character played, and then you had Ygritte, who was Wildling, but
Uh-huh.
you know, that sort of back and forth. It was funny enough because they're actually married in real life.
Yeah.
You know, Kit Harington and all that, but it was just sort of, you know, it's sort of that nice to see that back and forth, and then that just ends with her getting killed. And like,
Yeah.
what else is there? This place just wants to kill everyone. I'm just like, I'm out. I can't do this.
I unfortunately stayed with Game of Thrones until the bitter end, and I was
Wow.
so angry at it. I was so mad. Yeah. And but I quit with The Walking Dead once I.
Yeah. Sometimes it's best to walk away.
I'm lost.
What? Just refresh. I don't know if you can hear me or not. I'm still up. You can still hear me, right? Oh, just refresh. I'm still up, so I don't know what's going on. My internet's still good. I think. Is my internet still good? I think we're all right. Should be. Oh, nope, there we are. And I'm back. Hello, everyone. How are you? I just had a little hiccup. That's all. I was like, did my internet go out? What's happening? There we go. I'm back. We're all good. Why is I can there we go. Okay, that's off. But anyway, just unmute yourself, Barb, if you can hear me.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't realize.
No, we're back.
But yeah, I don't know what happened. I just suddenly got it off.
It was a Rumble Studio hiccup. But anyway, it is the top of the hour again, hour 2, and I think we're gonna end it there because I kind of set up for another stream and I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Gotta get to bed. But anyway, thank you for coming on. Of course, we're gonna do a promotion time. All right, we're gonna get that through, and then we're gonna do a few other things, and then we'll be done for the night. You're still there. Bob's not. No, we're back. We're back. We're back. Eraserhead.
We're back.
We're back. Uns back. Okay. All right. So the floor is yours, young lady.
Well, thank you. Again, thank you so much for having me. This has been so much fun.
It's been fun too. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I do a show every Friday at 6 o'clock Pacific time with my wonderful husband, Adam Gray, called B-Sides on the BRollStage channel. Lots of the people that are in our chat right now are also there. Eraserhead is our fantastic super mod. Jay Goodwin is one of our regular panel members. We also have a couple of regulars that come by. Jethro Bot, who also has a show called Total Recall, and that I will be on next Wednesday talking about the Coneheads.
Woo!
So And yeah, so a couple fun things coming up too with the channel. We are going to be putting out um, uh, a pre-recorded scripted film commentary chat show style show called The Call Sheet, and
Ooh,
our very first episode will be about the Thin Man.
so thin. Yeah. He's so thin that when given Ozempic, he said, "I'm good."
No Ozempic for the Thin Man.
He's too thin. No, feed him more food. Look at him. He need more food. Give him more food. But yes, and of course on either Rumble or YouTube, her links are down. The links are down
Yes.
below. So go ahead and check
Rumble
them
or
out.
YouTube, and we're also still on Twitch. We only need 5 continuous people to watch on Twitch. But yeah.
And they're like, "Who are these people talking about old people movies?"
Oh,
Ugh.
and we have a Discord.
Oh, they have a Discord. Oh,
Yep.
now we'll get some. Hey, new show is going great, kids.
Yeah.
Hey, good. Yeah, I'm not a kid anymore, sir. Gosh, ugh. Gotta deal with all these old people stuff. Ugh.
Young man.
Oh, grandma. No.
Oh no, I'm not there yet. No.
Yeah, to anyone under the age of 20, you're gonna look like it. Starting the call sheet with the theme is great omen of things to come. Yeah, especially when the thin man is so thin you can call him a call sheet. Anyway,
Are you okay?
yeah. I was just waiting for you to. I didn't know if that was gonna
Oh.
land a laugh or not, but yeah. But anyway, whether you're on the Rumble side, right, whether you're on the YouTube side, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like or sharing the content, right, or leaving a comment or a follow, anything that helps with the engagement factor is much appreciated. Because again, guys, not only does it help in being seen more, like all creators want, right, but it also helps in having other people on as guests, like Adam in the chat, Adam Gray in the chat, or Alaska Man Jeff, who's in the chat earlier on the Rumble side. There are so many, over 130 different people, guys, and counting, especially with you, Miss Barb. So
Yes.
any help with the engagement factor for that is much appreciated, because at the end of the day, I don't have to fill up the days like I do, but I enjoy all the people I get to meet and get to have on again over a period of time, over different things, because I have 3 shows, and that's as many shows as I'm going to have. So there's that. And again, all the part is I have a link down below. If you go and check it out, you can find out where my other places are at. If you'd like to take up the opportunity to come on yourself, guess what? You can either go check out that link below or leave a comment in either Rumble or YouTube, and we can get started, because at the end of the day, why not? When has ever a creator reached out to you in your comments or your chat and said, "Hey, would you like to come on?" And you've ever been on, a big person stream, whatever. I don't think there've been many people who've been invited on Asmon's Gold stream before.
No.
So there's that.
No. And I do really love the little community that we are creating within this weird little forum that we have. The people that I've met are genuinely wonderful to know. Even Jay. There you
Yeah.
go. Even Jay.
See, you know what? You give Jay good praise, and he calls you a fidget spinner. That's what he does. Okay. We are okay. Has the Discord link? Okay, we are on every platform. There you go. All right. Well, I'm glad you're able to get it. So some people are not able to get the same name across every platform. Good win. Goodness sake. All right. So tomorrow, and I'll bring up my calendar so people can see. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., I will get to have on Physic Gaming. And of course, you get to see what my calendar currently is at for the rest of January right there. Look at that.
Nice.
So tomorrow at 7 p.m. Physic Gaming will be on. So I hope you all will join me for that. Oh, I gotta erase some names now because the day has already come. There we go. All right. But yes, tomorrow 7 p.m. Eastern with Physic Gaming. Hope you will stop by for that. And of course, the last thing we do, that's a new thing. So it's called questions from hat. And I bought a hat from Rumble and put some questions in it. So what happened? I am my own community. That's like the saddest thing to say to yourself in a deserted island. I am my own community. It just echoes. But anyway, so this is called Questions from a Hat. And so my guest, you get 2 freebie questions. Now, obviously, like I said before, I'm not monetizing YouTube, so sorry guys, there is no fear. Yes, January 20th or Emperor J, yes. Yep. But there is no ability to super chat me on YouTube. I'm not at those numbers yet, so who knows when that will be, but keep your locks tight if you want that. However, I am monetized in Rumble. So if you'd like to have more than the 2 questions pulled out of the hat, guess what? You can leave a Rumble rant. Doesn't matter the amount. You can leave a Rumble rant, and I'll pull another one out. But until that happens, it's only 2 questions right now. So buckle up, Buttercups. Oh, no, thank you, Adam, for being here. Thank you all. But buckle up, Buttercups, because the first question's about to arrive. So these aren't hard. These aren't going to ask you, like, what's the meaning of life and all that other stuff. That's ridiculous. No, it's just going to ask you simple questions that anyone can answer. Can you get a free one? If I have to give you a free one, I have to give everyone a free one. So there are no free questions pulled out of the hat, except for the guest. Maybe when you become a guest. Here's the first one. And what does this one say? This one says, or this one, the question is, do you prefer coffee or tea?
Ooh. Well, as an American, I tend to drink coffee, but honestly, I do love tea. And I grew up drinking tea before I drank coffee. And there's a particular English brand of tea that I've absolutely fallen in love with, and it's Yorkshire Gold, and it's fantastic.
Yorkshire Gold?
Mm-hmm. I love that tea.
Were you trying to do like a Cockney accent there? Or?
Yorkshire.
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 Oh, bloody hell. Someone take Aunt back. Jeez. Every time I have to listen to the English person on here, I lose a sensibility.
No, a friend of ours actually, Smilex, he's on our panel every Friday. He actually works at the Yorkshire Gold Tea Factory in England.
Nice.
And he sent us a box of tea, and it is the most delicious tea I've ever had. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10.
And that, children, is why you go with people you know, not what you know, because there will be surprises around the corner. Black coffee and more black coffee. Look, I know you like your coffee black, but wouldn't you like it with a little cream? That's all I'm going to say. Tea courtesy of Smilex. See, now, when you say Smilex, I'm wondering, does he smile at all?
He's an otter.
Oh. I guess, then. All right, jeez. Had to throw that one under the rug. Goodness sake. Let me just throw a tidbit out there for you. Oh, it's on the floor. Look, here you go. Look. And then I'm just like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
You started it.
I want to go home. I already am home. Here's the last one, unless someone gives a rant. What's the most useless superpower you could think of?
Oh. Wow.
I would say how to throw Adam at a distance, but that'd be bombing out right there.
I would never throw Adam.
He
likes his coffee like he likes his bed. Strong and black.
Well, no. Here's this. You mean without a father?
Oh no!
Hey, he made the comment. I'm just trudging along.
Oh god. Okay, useless superpower. Oh man, I can't even think of one that could be totally useless without being so gross.
Well, a spaghetti fingers, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, how is that a superpower?
Well, he's saying into the present, which is kind of useless because you're already in the present.
So I guess that's pretty useless.
That is pretty useless. Being a be what would be a good one? I'm trying to think of one too, because that's the most ridiculous question to ask, but then you start thinking about it, it's like, what? There.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the most useless power you can think of? I'm gonna it I would have been like be a door opener with no hands, but I'm like, no, that'd be pretty useful. Dang it! There's not much to go
I
there.
don't know. That's
It's like
yeah.
any
I
power.
can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that
Anything
one
you
out.
think of is just like, I don't know.
It's either useless, useful, or it's beyond ridiculous. She has the power to tolerate old gingers. Well, how you tolerate an old ginger is, well, here's what you do: you skin it first, all right, and then you slice it up, and then you put it in your favorite drink, and you're good to go. I'm sorry. I was trying to make a bad joke out of that
No,
one.
I'm gonna slice him up, put him in my next drink.
Oh, ew! Talk about a good night. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the show. Again, I want to thank you all for being here. Yes, I know what I do is not the most popular, or whatever, but I didn't see a lot of content creators who created a show based around just having people on to converse with, whether they're creators or not. And that's what I do. I don't have just creators. I have people who are and aren't creators, and sometimes they're VTubers. So there's that too. But at the end of it all, it's about reaching across the table to just have a conversation about whatever, because we live in a world of chaos and not a whole lot of just ground level floor sort of stuff. So I want to thank you all for joining me, whether you're on the Rumble side, whether you're on the YouTube side. I appreciate you all. And again, like the good man said, Adam, you want to bring that up? You'll have to ask her. That's up to you.
Okay.
You have to post.
Yeah.
But anyway, just like the good man Adam said, don't forget to leave a like or a comment or a follow. Anything that helps that engagement factor is much appreciated, because again, guys, you know what? There are a lot of people out there still left to talk to. So there's your link in the Rumble side. So you can tell your B-roll dubs do to look at that. But anyway, guys, also thank you as well, Miss Barb, for coming on. I appreciate you.
I appreciated being here. It was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and you're always welcome to come back. Maybe I'll try to get you with Adam on at the same time, so we're not like, they're both in the same room, so they're both there.
They do exist together.
They do exist. Yeah, there you go. just like the most atomic guy around said. Get more Barbara on B-roll. Yeah, that's why it starts with a B, because it stands for Barbara. Oh, yeah, that's it. Anyway, guys, as always, how I end my show is I play One Day With You by Pogo. And of course, if you want to see other Pogo stuff, there's a link down below in the description. You can click on that link, takes you straight to his channel. All the videos I have on here, except one that's from another different artist that I got permission. Can't get permission because he left socials quite a long time ago, so it's kind of whatever. But anyway, One Day With You by Pogo. Have a great and wonderful night, and I will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern with physics. Bye, guys.
Good night.
we go.